Hello dear students, welcome to the new session of Standard 10 Physics, Chapter Electricity, Part 3. Content, equation for potential difference, voltmeter, electric current, ammeter, electric circuits. Equation for potential difference. Dear students, in the previous session we have discussed about potential difference. What do you mean by potential difference? The potential difference between two points in an electric circuit is defined as the amount of work done in moving a unit charge from one point to the other point. That is called potential difference, right? So the same sentence we can write like this: potential difference V is equal to W by Q. Then what is W here? W is called work done, amount of work done, and Q means the quantity of charge. So simply we can write like this: V is equal to W by Q. Right? Yes. Then I have already told you that Q is what we call the quantity of charge moved. Then what is the SI unit of charge? Coulomb. Coulomb is the SI unit of charge. It is denoted by the letter C. The same way SI unit of work is joule, denoted by the letter J. Clear? Yes. Then what is the definition of 1 volt? 1 volt means it is a potential difference between two points in a circuit when 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of electric charge from one point to the other. So the same definition in another way. So potential difference means it is the amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to the other point. The same definition you can say in other words: 1 volt is the potential difference between two points in a circuit when 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of electric charge from one point to the other. And the same sentence we can write like this: 1 volt is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. The same sentence in other way. Clear? Yes. Next, a very important instrument called voltmeter. So it is a pictorial representation of voltmeter, and this device is with a positive terminal and a negative terminal. A needle is here. Then units are also marked on the screen. Yes. Then what is the use of voltmeter? Potential difference is measured by means of an instrument called voltmeter. So voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference across the ends of a conductor. And we are always connecting this voltmeter in parallel with the electric circuits. Why we are connecting this voltmeter in parallel? Because we have to measure the potential difference across the ends of a conductor, or simply we have to measure the potential difference between two points. So we are always connecting this voltmeter in parallel with the circuits. Another important point is that a voltmeter has a high resistance so that it takes a negligible current from the circuit. Voltmeter should have high resistance. What do you mean by resistance? Resistance means it is a kind of opposition provided by the conductor when the current flows through it. Anyway, we will discuss more detail about the resistance in the coming days. So now just try to understand: a voltmeter should have high resistance, or a voltmeter has a high resistance so that it takes a negligible current from the circuit. That is the point. Voltmeter should have high resistance. So what is the benefit? Therefore, it takes a negligible current from the circuit. Clear? Yes. Next, electric current. What do you mean by electric current? So in the previous session we have discussed about the flow of charges, or simply the rate of flow of charged particles called electric current, right? Or simply we can say that flow of electrons in a conductor is called current. Electrons means negatively charged particles. So that current can be represented by the letter I. Current passing through a conductor, I, that is equal to Q by T. By definition, rate of flow of charges through a conductor is called current, right? So that current can be written as I. I is equal to the quantity of charge Q divided by T is what we call the time. Right? So simply we can write I is equal to Q by T, rate of change of charges that flows through a conductor which produce current. I is equal to Q by T. Clear? Yes. Then what is the SI unit of electric current? So the SI unit of electric current is ampere. Ampere can be denoted by capital letter A. Okay? Then the definition of 1 ampere. 1 ampere is defined as 1 coulomb of charge per second. 1 coulomb of charge that flows through the conductor in 1 second is what we call 1 ampere. So 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb by 1 second. Right? Yes. Some other smaller units are there like milliampere and microampere. Milliampere means it is a smaller unit of current, can be denoted by MA, milliampere. 1 milliampere is equal to 1 by 1000 ampere. The same can be written as 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Both are correct. In mathematical calculations, we are using this one, 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Okay. Then very small quantities of current can be measured. Another unit called microampere. Microampere, it is the notation, microampere. Then 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 ampere. Clear? 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 ampere. The microampere is denoted by like this. Okay? Okay, this symbol is very important, microampere. Yes. The next important device is that ammeter. What is the use of ammeter? And it's an instrument used to measure the electric current passing through the circuit. In the case of voltmeter, we are using voltmeter to measure the potential difference across the ends of a conductor or the wire, metallic wire. In case of ammeter, we are using this instrument to measure the electric current or the current passing through the conductor. And this ammeter is always connected in series with the circuits. In the case of voltmeter, we are always connecting the voltmeter in parallel with the circuits. But in this case, ammeter, we are always connecting series with the circuits because ammeter is used to measure the current that passing through the conductor. And this ammeter should have very low resistance. Why it is so? Ammeter should have very low resistance. Why? Because it may not change the value of the current flowing in the circuit. Right? Yes. Therefore, the ammeter should have very low resistance. Clear? Yes. Okay. Dear students, the next important topic is electric circuits. So just take a bulb, a cell and some connecting wires. If you need, we can take a switch also. And connect all these things properly. After that, you just switch on the circuit. Then you can see that the bulb starts glowing. Right? Is it true? Yes. When you switch on the circuit, the bulb starts glowing. Right? When you switch off the circuit, then the bulb stops glowing. What is happening here actually? When you switch on the circuit, the current starts flows through the entire circuit. Means now it is a closed circuit, therefore the current is passing through the entire circuit. As a result, the bulb starts glowing. When you switched off the circuit, then the circuit is open circuit. Means the current is not passing through the entire circuit. As a result, the bulb stops glowing. Clear? So in this case, we are using the materials as such, right? But in the case of electric circuits, we are using certain symbols. So that kind of symbols are called circuit symbols. So these are some common and important circuit symbols. So you should study how to draw all these things. The first one, cell. So here you can see two legs. The bigger one should be the positive terminal and the smaller one should be the negative terminal. And it is called battery. Battery means combination of more than one cells or two or more cells together called battery. Clear? And these two symbols which represents bulb, this one or this one. A straight line means it represents connecting wire, and if the symbol is like this, then it is called wire joint. This one is called wire crossing without contact, means these two wires are not in contact with each other. And this symbol which represents resistance, this one is called rheostat. This one or this one, both are correct. Rheostat. And a circle with G is called galvanometer. Clear? Yes. Then ammeter with positive and negative terminal, voltmeter with a positive and negative terminal, it is called open switch. And if a dot is at the center, it is called closed switch. And another way to represent the switch, open switch and closed switch. So these are some basic symbols that you should remember. The next important topic is direction of current. So here two pictures are there. The first picture which represents a neutral conductor. So when no external potential is applied to the system, then we can say that the conductor is electrically neutral. So here in the first picture we can see that the electrons and all these circles are called electrons here, and these electrons, they are moving in random directions, right? Because they are electrically neutral. The second picture, you just applied an external potential to the system by giving a cell or battery. Here it is cell. So just applied external potential to the system. At that time, all these electrons aligned in a particular manner, right? And also they starts moving from the negative end of to the positive end, because the electrons are negatively charged, therefore they starts moving from negative end to the positive end. Clear? Yes. And the direction of current. Actually, the direction of electron flow is from negative terminal to the positive terminal. But in electric circuits, you are always drawing the direction from positive terminal to the negative terminal, because it is a conventional way of current flow. Why it is so? Because in the previous time, the electron had not been discovered. So everybody believed that a flow of positive charges and the direction of flow of the positive charges was taken to be the direction of electric current. So even today we are considering the direction by drawing from positive terminal to the negative terminal, but the actual flow of electricity is from negative terminal to the positive terminal, because the direction of electron flow is from negative terminal to the positive terminal. But always in diagrams or in circuit diagrams, we are using the arrows from positive to the negative terminal. It is very, very important. Please don't be confused. Clear? Yes. Dear students, the next one is very important one, that is basic electric circuit. A basic electric circuit which consists of a bulb, battery system or cell, here it is battery, switch and connecting wires. When all these things connected properly, you will get a basic electric circuit. Clear? And there are two kinds of circuit, that is open circuit and closed circuit. What do you mean by open circuit and closed circuit? This picture, this diagram is open circuit. Why? Because here the switch is in the open condition, or the switch is not in closed condition, right? When the switch is in open condition or switched off condition, the electricity does not flow through the connecting wires or the circuit, means the bulb does not glow because there is no passage of electricity. When you are switched on the circuit or touching these two ends together, which means now it is a closed circuit, means the electricity is passing through the entire circuit. As a result, the bulb starts glowing. Clear? So these are the two different circuits, open circuit and closed circuits. So it is the most basic electric circuit. Actually a number of complicated circuits are there. That kind of circuits you can see in the television, computer system, then mobile phone, everywhere you can see some complicated circuits. So here it is a very basic electric circuit. Clear? You should study the same and also try to understand the things. Then also you should study how to draw the diagrams without having any mistakes. Okay? Yes. Dear students, all the points that we discussed today is very important in electricity. So you should study the same without having any mistake. Thank you for watching video.